Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here and welcome back to another crypto video. And today we're going to be talking about Cardano ADA. Cardano is by far one of my favorite coins, right now sitting at roughly 50 cents. And I've seen quite a lot of people wondering, why are you so excited about this crypto? What does it entail? What does it do? What is exciting about it in the near future? Can you enlighten us? So today, giving you guys a good little update as to why I'm so extremely excited about this project. And to start off, we have to answer the age-old question. What is this you're talking about? So Cardano is a proof-of-stake blockchain platform. And actually, it's one of many platformers that we know and love in crypto. One of them being, for example, Ethereum, where you basically host a lot of things on your platform, right? There's a lot of dApps, there's a lot of information storage that's on top of what you've built. The proof of stake part, hopefully you guys know by now, it's basically the consensus mechanism, and it's significantly different to proof of work that Bitcoin and current Ethereum have, which requires the mining power. Proof of stake does not. Little fun fact, Ethereum is also switching to proof of stake, as it's significantly better. Oh, well, at least energy efficient, that is. A couple of keynotes is that it's open source and they have a different approach than most other cryptos out there, as they're known to be peer reviewed. So they don't go for the most, newest pieces of technology that nobody's ever thought of before, but they think of things that have been done and how to do them in the most optimal, perfect way possible. And whenever I'm saying things that have not been done before, I'm not talking about, for example, changing your proof of stake to better be implemented. I'm talking about they're not going to go for some really crazy new consensus algorithm purely because you don't know how it's going to play out. You want to see, okay, what has worked in the past, what was a high likelihood to work in the future and is efficient. Let's work that out to the best of the best so you have the highest probability of doing good over the next decade or so. And then again brings me to one of the basic keys of Cardano. They're kind of slow with things, and that actually is one of the pros and cons, I would say. The pro side being, well, if you're slower to do things and people are already, appraising your project at $3 or so at billions of dollars worth of market cap, well, that does say something in the sense that you're not done, yet you have so much money inside. There's a lot of faith in that. The con is, well, a lot of other projects are innovating a lot more rapidly, going for crazy things, which might leave for a lot easier to promote announcements and whatnot. And to come back on that pro side, the reason I'm so happy that Cardano has it this way, mostly has to do with the fact that things might take a little bit of extra time, but then you also know that, well, they have a pretty long freaking roadmap of things they want to work out. And it's not a let's raise money and see what we can do afterwards type of project. It's like, we have the entire plan, right? We have so much we want to do. Here's exactly what the processes are going to be. We just need some time. Yeah, I guess they can be really appreciated from the perspective of safety in that sense, which is why it's also one of my best risk-reward type of cryptos because, well, the risk, in my opinion, is pretty low. If you guys are wondering what exactly I'm talking about in terms of the, the achievements and whatnot, well, you can check it out for yourself here. Here's, for example, an epoch calendar for Cardano. An epoch is basically a little reward cycle of 5 days. And it says over here, Cardano ADA is a stakeable coin, meaning the owner of the coin can stake the value of the coins to a stake pool, which again is for that proof of stake part. You also have the official Cardano roadmap where you can basically see the phases that they have and where they're supposed to go to and what that all will entail. So you could see this was set up a long time ago, right? But you have the foundation that needed to be set up, a decentralization upgrade, a smart contract update, a scaling update, and then a governance, section, all with their respectable names as well of historians or notable people in the past. Now, regarding one of these upgrades on the roadmap, well, they're finding some delays, and honestly, it's not that strange that crypto projects have delays because, as I believe Charles said as a programmer in that sense, I'm not even 1,000% sure if that's his. I think he's a mathematician from base, but let's just kind of go on with that. The first 99% of the work can be as long as the last 1% because, well, you can plan everything out, but the last bug fixes or the last this and that might take as long as the entire process of getting the things you thought you had to get done, so to speak, right? But Ethereum also with the proof of stake had so many delays. And here, Charles just announced that he doesn't expect any further delays for their newest hard fork, the newest upgrade, so to speak. But yeah, it is being delayed for a little bit. To me, though, again, for the way in which Cardano approaches things, that's not really a bad thing. Patience is a virtue. They also have another nice little upgrade. Ledger adds support for more than 100 Cardano ADA native tokens. Also pretty nice because the native token Cardano part, it's honestly not that exciting just quite yet. I said it before, the moment they start really going heavy into those stablecoins and they've thought of their own native stablecoin as well, is when they can start more, developing this ecosystem. Right now though, if we're honestly talking about what is ADA's core or what do you support it for at the core, I'm going to honestly say it's actually written here in the best way. With the use of peer-reviewed research, Cardano, a third-generation public blockchain smart contract network, addresses the drawbacks of previous blockchain platforms. It is an open platform that offers dApps to manage identity, value, and governance for those that lack economic identity. And that's actually a really good summary, even though it's written in a strange way, of why I'm pretty excited about this project from a, I guess, partially a philanthropical idea, but mostly just from the perspective of, well, how much can it be used and how much are they changing the world? As the Amazon founder said, you want to look at how many people you can help, but there's often this analogy of if you want to make $1 billion, you got to help 1 billion people. And yeah, Cardano's doing something pretty brave that a lot of other cryptos are not doing. They're going for example, this ID or this credentials of your university or school, and they basically track it over on the blockchain. I think it's also somewhere at the bottom of the CoinMarketCap page. But they basically write here as well, the open source project also aims to redistribute power from unaccountable structures to the margins to individuals, helping to create a society that is more secure, transparent, and fair. And here we add that what I just said. Cardano is used by agricultural companies to track fresh produce from field to fork, while other products built on the platform allow educational credentials to be stored in a tamper-proof way, and retailers to clamp down on counterfeit goods. And honestly, this is a way bigger deal than many anticipate, right? In a lot of other countries that you might not think of, this is pretty hard to prove your credentials or to actually make sure that, the other part, to prove your credentials. Another part I just quickly had to mention is, you got to realize the future of crypto, right? In my own opinion, stakeable cryptos have a really big advantage in the sense that if we look 10 years into the future, a lot of these banks, right, these crypto banks will most likely become mainstream. And honestly, I don't have to necessarily put this in a Cardano relative video. This could have been just a future of crypto type of idea. World's first digital asset bank announces it will offer Cardano staking. Just think about how huge this would be if the world indeed, for a good part, switched over to these banks that could offer staking. Or rather, banks eventually will most likely not be able to beat around the bush anymore and will have to support these types of endeavors. The fact that crypto staking will most likely at some point in the future become available is just something that I can kind of realize by this crypto bank offering it right now. The Cardano can be on there. It's just a future little glimpse, I guess. There's also another part that I think is rather important, and that is actually that the Cardano price, right? A lot of you guys must be wondering about that, has actually reached about $3 in the past before. Right now it's 50 cents, so you might be wondering, why exactly is it down and can it get back up there and how much higher will it go? Now, obviously, guys, this video is not financial advice. At the end of the day, I'm just a hodler that's excited about the project, but I can't really do anything to the price or really guarantee. Can't do any guarantees for you. All we can do is just establish a little bit of a base as to why it's a pretty solid crypto and why we are excited about it in the near future. And well, the fact that it went from $3 to 50 cents is a pretty good sign. And the fact that it hit $1 and stuff before in the 2017-18 run is also a pretty good sign, because in the 2017-18 run, they didn't have anything and they hit $1. Right here, they start to get some stuff, like, for example, the smart contract starts rolling piece by piece. But really, they weren't that far into their roadmap just quite yet. You might all leave this all with excitement and just hype and stuff, but really, Cardano's marketing has been rather lacking, honestly. They've just got a really tight community, one of the most commits on GitHub, I think the #1, right, from crypto projects. And I think just people believing in the future of this project, and they just want to sit beside it and enjoy the ride, I guess. Because once more, you got to make a good comparison for yourself. A crypto, most of these are built with, okay, let's raise money and let's build something while we go. Let's get something out as fast as possible and then develop it as we go. A good example is Ethereum, where right now they made a mistake and need to switch from proof of work to proof of stake, With Cardano, it's like, no, we design everything from the get-go, make sure it's designed good, and then we build. And honestly, I think people are just starting to pick up that that might be the better way to get longevity in your project. Again, crypto is not a short-term thing. You want to make sure that these cryptos can survive for the next decades to come, and that they can actually be used by billions upon billions of people. And I think that Cardano has seen that in one of the best ways. So what do I honestly expect? Well, I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere in the future it can easily still hit $15, $20 as an easy next bull run target. But honestly, if we're talking years in the future, I wouldn't be surprised to see Cardano above $30, which is 10 times the all-time high. I always like to kind of relatively put it at Bitcoin, which I think can easily 15 times from its all-time high over the next, let's say, couple years to $1 million or so. And if Bitcoin could do that, a lot of altcoins will easily 30x, right? Which would put Cardano at $100 or so. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if we actually hit that point. But for the next bull run, I would personally say $15 is more than enough, which is 5 times the all-time high that we currently have. And I guess if you relatively put that next bull run, Bitcoin hits $100,000, which is roughly around 150% of its current all-time high, and altcoins do about 3 times that. Yeah, you get about 450%. Let's put it up there to about 400% gains, or 500% the price that it had at this point. Yeah, it wouldn't be too crazy if you ask me. So yeah, that was it for today's video. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed it. Let me know down below if you're a Cardano holder, and make sure you press that like button. Adios.